Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's begin. First up, we begin with your COVID-19 updates. Let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 data and information for New Hampshire. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 7,748 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 6,601,337 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 438 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 722 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and 637 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this current map of New Hampshire, where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 32. Now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire, where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 1999. And now let's take a look at this chart here. Let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases. In the purple, total current COVID-19 cases, and in the orange, current hospitalizations. And let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalizations, red, deaths, and blue recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Happening right now, President Trump holds a briefing at the White House. That is happening right now. We will share a link with you after this broadcast of that briefing. Air Force member from Merrimack dies in crash in Kuwait, officials say. Staff Sergeant Ronald J. Olet, 23, died Monday. A U.S. Air Force member from Merrimack died Monday in a crash in Kuwait, the U.S. Department of Defense announced Wednesday today. Staff Sergeant Ronald J. Olet, 23, died in an ATV crash on the flight line at Al Selm Air Base in Kuwait, officials said. The crash was not combat related, officials said. Officials said Olet was signed to the 42nd Aeroport Squad at Westover Air Reserve Base in Massachusetts. It is with sorrow that we have learned of the passing of Staff Sergeant Ronald Olet of Merrimack, New Hampshire, who passed away during a non-combat incident at Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait. All of New Hampshire mourns the loss of Staff Sergeant Olet, an American hero who served to our country, will never be forgotten. Our prayers are with his family, Governor Chris Sununu said in a statement. The cause of the crash is being investigated, officials said. Man indicted on second-degree murder charges in mother's death. Pamela Murphy found dead in Belmont home in March. A Belmont man has been indicted on murder charges in connection with the March 16th death of his mother. Nicholas Murphy, 32, has been indicted on second-degree murder charges in connection with the death of Pamela Murphy, 62. Investigators said Pamela Murphy was found dead March 16th when police responded to a 911 call at her home on TD Drive in Belmont. An autopsy showed she died of trauma to her head and neck. The indictments include alternative counts of second-degree murder, one alleging that Nicholas Murphy knowingly caused his mother's death, and the other alleging that he acted recklessly. Nicholas Murphy was also indicted on a count of falsifying evidence. He was arrested in April, and officials with the Attorney General's office said he would continue to be held without bail. One killed in multi-vehicle crash in Henniker, officials say. One man died, 3 others injured, and 1 child involved. On Monday, Henniker police and fire responded to a fatal motor vehicle crash involving 4 vehicles on Route 202/9 west of Route 114. 1 person died, 3 others and a child were injured. Police said after a head-on collision involving Nathan R. Hathaway, 28, of Newbury, and a 27-year-old woman from Hillsborough with her 3-year-old daughter. Hathaway was pronounced dead at the scene. The woman was transported with serious injuries, and her child had unknown injuries. The 2 other drivers involved were treated at the scene and released. Police said based on witness statements and evidence at the scene, Hathaway was traveling east when he crossed the center line into oncoming westbound traffic. The crash is under investigation with the assistance of New Hampshire State Police and Henniker Police. Anyone with information is urged to contact officials at 603-271-3636. Henniker was assisted by Hillsborough, Hopkinton, and Bradford Police Departments. State Supreme Court hears arguments over release of list of police with credibility issues. List used by prosecutors to reveal potential evidence in cases. Let's take a listen to that video right now.
Protect your home and family for years to come with a new roof from Queen City Roofing. The entire crew takes pride in giving the best customer.
It is formally known as the Exculpatory Evidence Schedule List, but more commonly known as the Lori List. It contains the names of police officers who have credibility issues. In arguing before the state Supreme Court that the list should be made public, one lawyer said credibility covers a wide spectrum.
Falsifying reports or records, deception, credibility. Page 2, criminal conduct, deliberate lie during an investigation.
The state is arguing that the list was never meant for public consumption and draws upon privileged information.
It's a list that has always been maintained as confidential.
The New Hampshire Solicitor General adding that the list is simply a tool for prosecutors to discharge.
Okay, it looks like we're having technical difficulties with the video. Okay, it looks like we lost some sound there.
Council regarding any exculpatory evidence, and that there isn't anything in the list that would allow the public a window into how their police departments are behaving.
What it is it's a spreadsheet. It's got name, department, incident, date, and some other information like that. And at the very far right, it's got a column for a description. It might be one word or two words.
But whatever the list contains, those arguing for its release say it's still in the public's right to know, and it contains worthwhile information.
A police chief has made a determination that that officer has done something that impacts that abilities of that office, that impacts that officer's credibility and trustworthiness.
Justice Jim Bassett was recused from this morning's hearing, 2 alternate judges sitting in. The state Supreme Court typically issues its ruling in several months. Reporting live in Manchester, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at the U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you for this Wednesday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the green and went up. US 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. And that is a look at your US stock market for this Wednesday evening. Dow rises slightly as Fed pledges to keep rates low. Tech stocks weighed on border S&P 500. The Dow Jones Industrial Average eked out a small gain on Wednesday after the Federal Reserve indicated it will keep interest rates lower over the next few years. $5 million acres burned in West Coast fires. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Now to those devastating wildfires, burning nearly 5 million acres along the West already this year. And the fires are making it increasingly difficult to breathe with that thick, toxic smoke. Portland, Oregon, with the worst air quality in the world. Kaylee Hartong has the latest.
Time to move the hose line up. This dramatic new video recorded on a firefighter's helmet, capturing just how fast the creek fire overwhelmed crews in California earlier this month. Enormous flames engulfing homes on both sides, cars melting in the street, as whipping winds fuel thick clouds of smoke and plague visibility as firefighters maneuver through fiery streets. Overnight, those walls of fire still moving. A Ring doorbell camera capturing the moment the fire rages through the Sequoia National Forest and closes in on this home. In Oregon, toxic air blankets the state.
You can see the destruction this wildfire left behind here, but look around me. The smoke hanging so thick. This is the most polluted air in the world. State authorities say about 1 in 10 visits to the emergency room right now are related to this air quality. Did those numbers line up with what you're seeing here?
Absolutely. We've definitely seen an increase in respiratory illness, particularly in people predisposed to it.
So the air quality index, it works sort of like a thermometer. It runs from 0 to 500 degrees. Anything above 300 is considered hazardous, and as we have traveled across the state of Oregon, we have seen readings off the charts, upwards of 600. The warning remains here to stay indoors. Michael?
And hopefully people heed that warning there, Kaylee. Thank you so much.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.